Welcome to this brief introduction of movers and shakers who impact our region and world. Some people call them Rainmakers. Philanthropy has been a part of life on Earth for thousands of years, but only recently has philanthropy become a strategic part of business outreach. If there was ever a time, now is the time for all good companies to come to the aid of their communities. Over the next few minutes, representatives discuss their collaborations to create truly sustainable communities.
So Rwanda Girls Initiative, we're focused on really what we feel has been most compelling that we've found is the impact of empowering and educating young women and what that will mean for not just themselves and their communities but for the country to move forward. It alleviates poverty. You know, there's mountains of irrefutable evidence about what happens when you educate and empower a girl. Girls that are educated have fewer children that are healthier, they live longer, they're less likely to get HIV/AIDS. For every year a girl gets an additional year of secondary school education, she increases her income power or earning power by 15 to 20%. So we're working on our first project. We're a relatively new organization and we're building a school and a community center with sort of a community development component around that. About an hour south of the capital of Kigali in Rwanda, and it's an upper secondary girls' school. So we're really focusing on that time as we looked in the research, where do you lose these girls? And it's at adolescence is when they drop out. So where you can look at a lot of these countries have done pretty well at getting gender parity in primary school. You see this just enormous drop-off in secondary school for all kids, but in particular for girls. So we wanted to focus on that time period where you lose these girls and they drop out, and addressing the issues why do they drop out, which led us to think, okay, the best way to help to solve these issues and help them through these impediments is to have a boarding school where you can give them, you know, nutritious meals and health care, and they have time to study. They're not going home where they don't have power to study and they're doing hours of chores and then left in the evening with, you know, no time to study. So we really felt like that was the best way to give them in the end the most opportunities possible. A lot of people don't know that Rwanda has the highest percentage of women in parliament of any country in the world. They surpassed Sweden a number of years ago, a fact that they're quite proud of. And I think partly because of necessity after the genocide, where they had 70% of their population was women, you had this situation where women had to step forward and take leadership positions and really start to push things forward. And so at the highest level, you really get this sense from the president, you know, at that highest level, that they recognize the importance. And he's actually come out and said quite clearly that we will not achieve our development goals if half of our population is not engaged. We don't want to just drop a school as an island in the middle of a community. We want to have the community ownership and partnerships around the school. And we've also looked at feeling like this school, to really be successful, needs to stand on its own financially in the end, separate from our funding. So how can we build into the school a diverse stream of revenue that helps it to do that and stand on its own, from government support, some tuition support, and then on the larger picture of what we feel like we provide is what we sort of call community level support, but in partnership with people here that we can bring in resources here locally and throughout the US, really, bringing in and making the project much richer and giving us the ability to be financially independent in the end. So given their history and where they've been 15 years ago with the genocide and where they are today and where they're looking to be, more importantly, really trying to be, to not be defined by their past and to move forward in a positive way. And you look at what they've accomplished with their reconciliation and things like that, and it's not perfect. No place is, I suppose, but they certainly have their challenges. But it's very inspiring to be there and feel that you can play some small part in their success.